Hello, welcome back to another beautiful day in Port Talbot, South Wales. Yeah, pretty glorious today, a bit windy, but lovely. So, I'm just doing some work on the mushrooms today. We've been growing mushrooms for about 4 weeks. We've had a few flushes and it's done really well. As I say, it's not something we've done before. We've done it on a small scale before, but not, we're doing about 24 to 32 buckets on a rotation, 10 litre buckets. So much bigger than what we did the first time, where I think we did two 20 litre buckets, just for personal use. So, the grow tent. It's ideal really, it's cheap, it's easy to get, and it keeps the environment consistent, which is what you need to do when you're growing mushrooms. You need to keep the humidity at the right level, and you need to keep the heat at the right level, and the light as well. Those levels differ depending on what stage your mushroom growing is at. So at the minute, we are inoculating our mushroom buckets. As you can see, little white bucket. We've got chopped straw in here, which we've pasteurized using a lime bath, which is just a really low-tech way of getting the straw nice and clean before you add the mushroom substrate. And then we've put mushroom spawn in at around 15%, which is we found has worked well for us when we did the previous run. Mixed it all up, and then we want to keep it hot, dark, and humid for a couple of weeks for it to inoculate, for the spawn to spread through and colonize the straw. So these have only been in there a couple of days. There won't be much to see from opening them up, and it would also add the possibility of adding some, external muck contamination from the environment. So we won't be opening them up, but if we showed the camera here, we've got our holes pre-drilled. That's where the mushrooms will eventually fruit through at the next stage. So we're keeping them here for about 2 weeks in this tent with a radiator attached to a controller. We want to keep it between 18 and 24 degrees. We aim for about 22. It usually hovers around there. It's not been too cold at the minute, been pretty stable. So our heater's been doing the job, and we've got a little humidifier in there. I need to upgrade that really because it's not working very well. You want a humidifier to keep it at 70, 80% humidity, relative humidity inside the tent at all times. This one's meant to do that. And it does do that in spells, but you need to top it up a bit too often, and it's got a habit of just turning itself off, despite being on the auto function. So don't know what that is. Cheap eBay purchase. Buy cheap, buy twice, I guess. As I say, we're just prototyping all this, so I've tried to keep it as affordable as possible. The tent was cheap. The controller we already had from our previous grow when we used that. Radiator is just an old radiator, and the humidifier was, I think it was 12 quid on eBay. The buckets we bought, I had a few this size, but most of them are bigger that we use for brewing, the 22 litre, I think it is, 5 gallon buckets. These are a bit smaller, these are about 10 litre. You could use either 10 litre, 22 litre, whatever. It all works fine. These are just a bit easier to move about, a bit lighter. So I'll just get the camera there to get a closer look at what we're talking about. So here's our buckets all stacked up. We've got a radiator in the middle, controller at the back. I believe it's called an Inkbird controller. It's the standard one. I think there's a few models out there, but not all that expensive. We've got that one secondhand on eBay, and it's worked great. And then a little humidifier at the back. We'll keep them in there for 2 weeks, around 2 weeks, until the oyster mushroom has fully colonized the bucket. We are currently fruiting outside, again as a little experiment. I think we'll probably have a second tent to have a more controlled environment for the fruiting. I think that'll lead to a better quality mushroom, which for quite a small outlay, I think it's going to be worth it for us, because we're going to be growing them on rotation. So I'll go show you where we're fruiting them at the moment. So we'll have a look at where we're fruiting them at the moment. As I say, I think we will eventually get a second tent. I think that's the best way of doing it, to have a controlled environment. We can keep the heat and humidity at the right levels then for the fruiting. Just move the buckets from the inoculation tent into the fruiting tent. And we've got the room in here to do that. And I just don't think it's going to cost an awful lot. I've got some old LED lights I could probably use. Yeah, I think it has to be a certain spectrum. I'll check. They don't need an awful lot of light, so I think that'll be the best way of doing it. As this was just an experiment, really, we are currently fruiting outside, just next to the tractor, which is, since it's just for personal use, you know, I'm not too bothered, but it wouldn't feel right if we were selling them. So just got some upturned plastic crates there, and yeah, the bucket's on top. I think we had a little bit of an issue with these. We've had a dry spell, which came along, and we had low humidity, which has affected the mushrooms somewhat. And also, when we were going through the inoculation stage, the humidity wasn't high enough and the heat wasn't quite high enough. So patchy results, really. But as you can see, we're getting a lot of mushrooms off these buckets. This is the first flush of these buckets you see here. The ones a bit further back are already flushed, and we're expecting another flush to come from them. So this is where we brought the mushrooms out to fruit. It was really rainy at the time, had been raining for weeks. So the relative humidity outside was really high. And I thought it would be a good experiment, really, to see if they'd fruit well. They've done well. We've had a lot of mushrooms off these buckets. I think this is the second flush now for these buckets. We haven't had much off. Well, they've been rotating, so I haven't really kept track of which is which. But we've had a lot of mushrooms off them, and they've been really nice, really good eating. They just aren't quite the quality of oyster mushroom, which I think would be achievable by maintaining a more consistent environment. So I think it's a good lesson, really. I can just twist this off now to see. I mean, they're not bad. They're good looking mushrooms and they're tasty. But I believe the caps would be a bit more upturned if the humidity was higher, kept more consistently higher, and we'd probably have slightly higher yields as well. But overall, for an experiment, really, really happy with it. The inoculation was the part I was more concentrated on getting dialed in, and this was kind of a experiment, really, to see how they do. It's undercover here in the stables, open fronted, so plenty of ventilation. You need to, if you're going to put them in a grow tent, have some sort of ventilation system, which we haven't got, some sort of fan to cycle the air, because mushrooms create a lot of CO2 when they're fruiting. So you need to cycle the CO2 out and get the fresh air in. So that's why I thought outside might work. I think in hindsight, since we had a very hot spell of weather here, I think another grow tent's going to be a better plan. That's what we'd probably do. But as a first go with the Grey Oyster Mushrooms, I'm really happy with it. So just to talk a little bit about why we decided to try oyster mushrooms. I mean, firstly, just out of interest, it seemed like quite a fun thing to give a go, and secondly, because Wales is often wet and cold and dark for much of the year, I thought it might be an easy one to give a go in our conditions. It might be well suited to the Welsh climate. So there's that. It seemed like a nice way to diversify what we're growing on the farm, but also the amount of compost that we can make off the substrate. So we're growing in these 10 litre buckets, we did grow in the 24 5-gallon buckets before. I've got a couple of old ones here which are really dirty now. They've just been used for storage since they were used. They were used to grow mushrooms maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I think, and since then I've just sat about the place being used as a general bucket. So we're using these 10-litre ones only because I got them cheap, really. I probably would have just carried on using the 20-litre buckets and got a couple more of those, but a deal came up local. The guy was selling these really cheap, brand new, so it made sense. They're a bit smaller, easier to lug around, not heavy when they're full, whereas those ones could be, especially when they were wet. But anyway, we're growing about 32 on rotation at any time. So 10 litres of spent substrate is about 300, times 32 buckets would be about 320 litres of spent substrate every 6 to 8 weeks on rotation, depending on how on it we are with switching out the buckets, really. And that's a lot. You know, that'll create a heck of a lot of compost, because mushroom substrate does make really nice compost. So that's what tipped it, really. It was something we wanted to do, a nice diversification for the farm, but also a really good way of producing compost while not only paying its way, as it would be just collecting materials from local landscape, you know, but making profit. We've had a lot of interest from people so far, local people who buy other things from us, and to be honest, for this month I've just been giving them away, really, to see what people think, giving them to friends, family, people who've had other things off us here at the farm, just to see what they think and get some feedback until we get the process in place. But I'm feeling pretty confident, really, given how this experiment's gone, that once we dial in the fruiting to get a more consistent environment, a second tent, then I think it'll be viable, really. It'll be a viable commercial addition to the farm. So there you go. That's the first look at our attempt at growing some oyster mushrooms. First attempt. Our DIY setup. Kind of a rambling tour, but I hope it helped, hope it was useful, I hope you enjoyed. I'll make sure to do a video later on, go into a bit more detail about all the steps along the way, really. And I have got some ideas for improvement, so I'll make sure to keep on updating as we improve and work on the kinks in the system, try to get a bit of higher yield, higher quality mushrooms. Yeah, there we are. Thanks for watching. See ya.